Torture, organ harvesting from live prisoners of conscience, long prison terms, harassment, internet censorship. These are just a few of the human rights violations discussed at a hearing at the European Parliament in Brussels last week. Overseas dissident Su Yu-tong, who now works as a journalist for Deutsche Welle, was one of the guest speakers. She told an audience of over 100 people the story of her exile and described the suffering human rights lawyers, journalists, and petitioners undergo at the hands of the Chinese communist regime. Members of the European Parliament, EU officials, human rights activists, and dissidents attended the hearing. The day before the hearing, Su spoke with blind lawyer activist Chen Guangcheng over the phone.
Because I talked to him after he, Chen Guangcheng, arrived in the U.S., he told me just this one thing. Please believe me, even though I'm abroad, I will not be cut off from China. I will still do whatever I can from here.
Sakharov Prize winner Wei Jingsheng expressed his concerns about the worsening situation of human rights in China through a video message.
Nowadays, the human rights situation in China is in the most dangerous phase. Judicial authorities have been transformed into mafia, which will definitely make the whole society rapidly enter the time of Nazi fascists or that of the Cultural Revolution.
In her work for a German international broadcaster, Su Yu-tong is dedicated to reporting on the true situation in China.
The CCP regards the issues of Falun Gong, Tibet, Uyghur Muslims, and June 4th, the Tiananmen Square massacre, as the most high-pressure and red-line problem. As far as I can see, just like what I said in the speech during the meeting, lawyer Gao Zhisheng was sent to prison simply because he provided legal help to Falun Gong practitioners.
The so-called human rights dialogue that politicians choose as a way of addressing human rights problems in China so far has brought minimal results.
Human rights dialogue with China, as you said, I think it's clear that now from 2 sessions a year, the Chinese go back to 1 session a year, and the quality of the results in the terms that we have improvements of the human rights situations in China are not really visible.
The Chinese Communist Party takes its economic growth for granted and does not care in the slightest about the criticism it receives from the rest of the world about human rights.
In addition to Chinese activists, some members of the European Parliament are also raising awareness about human rights situation in China.
Authorities are harvesting human organs on a massive scale, especially killing imprisoned people for this purpose.
As for the Chinese dissidents living overseas, they remain committed to supporting the Chinese people who are longing for freedom.
Just as Ai Weiwei has said, I will not feel free as long as there is one single person who is not yet free. Therefore, as to my heart, in actual fact, I am bound to the fate of these people, and I am still not free. So I must keep doing everything I can.
Wei Jingsheng also pointed out in his video message that history has proven many times that the short-sighted policy of Western democratic countries, which overlook human rights abuses for economic advantage, can lead to grave consequences.